Welcome back, Wolfskinders, and welcome back to another episode of Which is Better. Today on the chopping block, we have Bloodbark versus Ahrim robes. And as you guys can see right here on the top, this is Bloodbark, and this one down here is Ahrim's. And as you can see, we were fighting Bryanath. I thought that would be a good one to do because Mage is pretty much good for that. Because you don't need to get up close, you just need to worry about your prayer. So I thought that'd be a good test subject for this. And so right on the screen right now is Bloodbark armor, the stuff that I use. So I'm gonna let you take a few minutes to look at that. All right, now the next one is Ahrim. This is the setup that I did. I pretty much went cheap. As you guys saw, I used the blue wizard stuff that you get from the Wizard Guild because I wanted to be very fair with it and make it more accurate from Ahrim's to Bloodbark, because Ahrim's doesn't have a bottom, and Bloodbark doesn't have a staff. So that's why I did the blue boots and the fire staff, smoke staff, battle staff, because that's what I wanted to do. So that's pretty much what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to show you guys is that, because now here is the right over here at the right hand side at the top is the Bloodbark loot that I was able to get, and at the bottom is for the Ahrim's robes. Now, as you guys can see, they both killed Bryanath for about 22 kills each for about 20 minutes. I was actually surprised, to be really honest. I was actually really surprised. Well, not because here's the thing. I know that the differences wasn't much, but according to my notes, which I actually did this time, I actually put notes on, the Bloodbark's bonus gear was about 100, and the Ahrim's was about 116. So there really wasn't a whole lot of difference based on it, because I went to my test dummy and I wanted to see what the critical was, and and according to the the thing that you can go to when you view equipment status, you can actually view your max. It's not actually 22. Actually, when you show this, when you put this in the view DPS tracker, it's not 22. It's actually 23 total. But you got to remember too, Bryanath is also weak to fire, so I think I was hitting like a 30 every now and then. But that's the thing. But here's where it gets really interesting. Here's where it gets really interesting at. To wear Bloodbark, you need to be level 60 magic and 60 defense. But for Ahrim's, you need to be 70 magic and 70 defense. So there is about a 10 difference between these two. But this is where it gets. Now, here's the thing: is that it comes down to actually these factors. Actually, is the fact is that for the full set of Ahrim's is going to cost you about 2.5 mil to 7 mil just to get the gear that I showed you. Well, as the gear for the Bloodbark is only about 400k, almost like half a mil. So you're spending less money on that for the for only a 16 point increase in magic defense because of that. And not only that is that Ahrim's is very RNG based, because you guys know that doing barrows, you never know if you're going to have the opportunity to get this. You're going to be using so much supplies just to get Ahrim's, just to worry if you're actually going to get Ahrim's too. While as Bloodbark, to get started making Bloodbark, you need to do the temple, the Shades of Morton, which is going to allow you to get the Bloodbark recipe. But you're also going to need about 45 wood cutting and a max of 62 crafting just to make the Splitbark armor, just to get started. And when you finally do that, you need to be able to make blood to be able to have blood runes to actually turn them into Bloodbark. I forgot to write down the letter, but let's take a quick peek actually, because we can actually do that on the fly. You need to be level 77 just to make blood runes, not counting that you can either use the alternative blood altar or do Sins of the Father and get the true blood altar to do Guardians of the Rift. But to make the blood barks, the helmet, body, and legs. To make the helmet, you need to have 79 rune crafting and 250 blood runes to make the helmet. And for the body and legs, you need a level of 81 rune crafting and 500 blood runes for each one. So you're going to need at least 21 rune crafting and about 1,000 blood runes just to make the armor. And so the thing is with this, I was kind of debating whether the Bloodbark versus Ahrim's would actually be good, and I gotta say, you know, for a high level, of they're on brand. They're if you're a main account, I should say, if you're a main account, buy Bloodbark armor. It'd be a lot cheaper. It'd be a lot cheaper just to make Bloodbark armor, because it's cheap and easier than spending like 7 mil for it. But if you're not a main account and you're like an Iron Man, I would suggest maybe like sticking to just making the Bloodbark armor, because the fact is that you may never get lucky with Ahrim's and Barrows, either main or an Iron Man, because it took me forever just to get my full set of Ahrim's, and I was already close to making full Bloodbark armor, and yeah, I was already close to making it. By the time I got my last piece of Ahrim's, I was just about close to doing Bloodbark because of that, because I was using so much runes and stuff like that. And I can't see spending almost 7 mil for Ahrim's. That really doesn't do you anything. It still took me 20 minutes to kill Brynat. Each kill for a total of 22 kills each, and a crit if you don't count the fire spell, if you don't count the fire weakness, a 23 crit for each one. So I think Bloodbark is kind of the way to go. It's really cheap and it's really not that expensive to make, you know, because you're probably still using the Mystic Robe stuff while you're training mage and stuff. So you're getting excess. You're probably getting like excess blood runes already. So you're already putting blood runes aside or making them yourself. So you're putting already excess amount, you know. And then because with Shades of Morton, it's actually you really have an opportunity to get it once your fire making goes up too, because you need your fire making to go up just to get, because I got mine in the silver. I got mine in silver keys, but if I'm not mistaken, I think you can get it the lower tiers too. But they're pretty cheap on the Grand Exchange, and it's pretty easy to get it from Shades of Morton. So I'm thinking that Bloodbark is truly the better outfit to get versus Ahrim's RNG base, because not only that is because Ahrim's has a downside too, and you have to repair it after a certain amount of time, you know. So why use Ahrim's when Bloodbark is just the same amount, but no maintenance cost? You know what I'm saying? So look, if you want to flex, go for Ahrim's. I think Ahrim's is a flex gear. Bloodbark is just the better slot because of cost efficiency and stuff like that. I think Bloodbark is just better than Ahrim's, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I am okay with being wrong if it but I'm saying like the numbers that I have written down for this just seem like Bloodbark is the way to go, and just skip Ahrim's altogether, because it's not because you can't because Darox is good for other sorts of things for training, but realistically, if you get Ahrim's, that's great. Like, I don't even use my Ahrim's gear half the time. I use my Bloodbark. So even I'm using Bloodbark because it's just about the same to me. I'm not seeing any difference. I'm not seeing any difference to Ahrim's gear. But hey, you guys let me know in the comments if I'm wrong and where you actually use Bloodbark and Ahrim's gear at for certain things. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear where I might be wrong in this, because like I said, I'm just not seeing it with Ahrim's for the price, for the cost. I'm just not seeing it. I'm really not. I'm just really not. But I thought I'd share this with you guys. So I will see you guys next time in another Which is Better. So you guys take care. Be well, be safe, have fun. Bye everyone.